With the San Francisco 49ers season officially over, that means it's time to get into draft season. We're in smoke season, rumor mills going on with defensive coordinator, potential hires, fires, all these different types of things. But we haven't done any draft content yet, and this will end up being the first draft content we do. And hey, no, I don't mind this being the first draft content because it's involving Jerry Rice's son, Brenden Rice, who played wide receiver at USC and was a pretty darn good wide receiver and absolutely lit up the Senior Bowl prior to the Super Bowl. And so this is going to be, I guess, our kickoff to some draft coverage. Eventually, we will get into the scouting of prospects and breaking down tape and doing fits and all that type of stuff. This is a very high level draft coverage, but it's really cool, and I think it's fitting to start us off kind of slow, kind of roll into draft season. Like I said, it's gonna pick up big time here in the next couple weeks. But let's start off with this. So, as we discussed, the ties between Brenden Rice, Jerry Rice, we already know the GOAT, Jerry, best wide receiver to ever play, obviously played for the San Francisco 49ers, all that good stuff. And you might be like, okay, we know this. What's the tie in here? What's really cool about this is obviously with social media, we get instant reactions and we get, instant access to how certain guys feel about certain things. And so one of my guys on Instagram, the X Niners, who does a ton of jersey swaps. He is a master at jersey swaps. He's been doing them for a couple years now. One of my favorites in the game, definitely my favorite in the Niners community. So one of his first swaps of draft season was taking Brenden Rice and putting him into a Niner jersey. And as a result of that, Brenden Rice saw it, posted it to his story, and gave a pretty cool reaction. And let's take a look at that reaction right here. So as you can see, he put Brenden Rice in the Terrell Owens 81 too. I actually think it's a nice touch not to put Brenden in the 80, which his dad wore. And if you guys don't know, I've been in the swap game for a minute. So when we see these jersey swaps, we do them with free agents, we do them with draft picks, we do them with prospects that we potentially want to see on the San Francisco 49ers. So the swap game is something that it's been a part of my Instagram page since the very beginning, and people get really bent out of shape about numbers. Like, so if we were to take Brenden Rice and put him in the jersey number 8, right? Steve Young's retired jersey, or we put him in Joe Montana's retired jersey, people would lose their mind. Like, they're like, oh, they wouldn't even focus on the swap. All they focus on is the number. So that's why I bring that up. I think it is a nice touch because I know these swappers know this as well, that the numbers matter. And so he didn't put him specifically in Jerry Rice's 80. He put him in the 81, which, became famous by Terrell Owens. But again, you see his reaction at the top. It says, damn, dot, dot, dot. And the reason why I think this is like significant and it's cool is the simple fact that this is probably one of the first times he's seen himself swapped into a Niner jersey. And of course, Jerry Rice is synonymous with the 49ers, his dad. And so all of this, I think, with Brenden going to USC, having a quality career, now entering the draft, going through the Senior Bowl process. Next will be the combine. And you kind of have that realization that you're super close to your dream of playing in the NFL. And then you see yourself swapped in your dad's old team. Man, that's got to be special, man. That's really got to be special to see, because obviously we know how important Jerry Rice is to the 49ers community. He's at every home game. Heck, he even goes to the away games. He's just out on the field. He is someone who engages with fans still to this day. He does crazy stuff on the field pregame. There have been multiple times when J.R. Rice literally runs 100 yards downfield in front of a screaming 68,000 people at Levi's, loving it. I remember in the 2019 NFC Championship game against Green Bay, Jerry Rice is literally running routes with the wide receivers in warm up, in a full suit. I mean, he's a Niner. He's a Niner for life. Obviously, he's played with some other teams and some rivals at that, but we understand what it is. He associates with the 49ers. The Niners are the team that drafted him, and Niners are the team that where he had a ton of success with, and he's really linked to the 40. You can even see, like, I don't know if you see in the comments. Let me see if I can highlight the comment for you, right here. So this is Goat Fuel, as you can see, kind of popped up here. This is Jerry Rice's energy drink. This is his brand. It's his baby right now. It's his project away from football. Goat Fuel energy drink. Free plug for them. You can see they commented on it and says, "Gotta make it happen." So everyone, I mean, who wouldn't want to see this, right? Who wouldn't want to see Jerry Rice's son show up, get drafted by the San Francisco? Like, I got Jerry Rice right here on the back wall. How cool would that be, right? How cool would it be to get his son out there in some Niner gear? But it's also what's also cool about this draft class is it's not just Jerry Rice who has a son entering the draft. So does Frank Gore. Frank Gore's son, who's Frank Gore Jr., is a running back out of Southern Miss, and he actually played really well at the Shrine Bowl this offseason, to get prepared for the draft as well. I don't think he got a Senior Bowl invite, but he was at the Shrine Bowl, and he busted off a big touchdown run. So we got two legacy prospects entering the draft. We got Brenden Rice, Jerry Rice's son, and then Frank Gore Jr., which of course is Frank Gore's son. So could you imagine though, how hyped that would be? Because Frank Gore is on the staff. He is hired and employed right now by the San Francisco 49ers. And I think he is kind of in that front office world, kind of scouting, kind of advisory role. What if, maybe let's say Frank Gore Jr. goes towards the end of the draft, maybe close to being undrafted, and we get Frank Gore Jr. on the squad. I would say Brenden Rice right now, I mean, based on what I've seen from him and kind of where he's slotted at, I would probably say he can be had anywhere from, third round to fifth round right now. Maybe he'll bump up even higher with a good combine. But again, I haven't done a ton of tape study on Brandon other than some highlights and stuff like that. But from what I've seen, he's a big bodied wide receiver and he's got some skill. So again, just I know 49er fans love this stuff, man. Like we love keeping it in the family. I think that's the best way to put it. Like we love supporting our legends, and that also includes their children. And especially if their children are having success with football, man, 49er fans love it. So what would you think? What would you think about Brenden Rice coming through to the 49ers? What would you think about Frank Gore Jr. coming to the 49ers? I want to hear from you guys. Let me know in the comments below. And as always, make sure to like and subscribe for more updates.